Hi everybody, I hope you're having a great day. In this video, I'm going to be covering Greycrow. He made his very first appearance as a shadow in Uncanny X-Men issue number 210 that was released in July of 1986. His complete name is John Greycrow, also going by various aliases, the most notable being Scalphunter, although that's not considered appropriate nowadays. And he's well known as being a powerful Native American mutant from an undisclosed tribe that stands 6 feet 6 inches tall and weighs 275 pounds, having gray eyes and long black hair. Now, Greycrow is a mutant cyborg that's been cloned multiple times, which is interesting because although he's been revived, he does have at least a high-level moderate healing factor, which, if given the proper amount of time, can actually resuscitate him even if he is killed. Although his healing factor isn't quite as fast or completely effective such as Wolverine's, Deadpool's, or Hulk's. Nevertheless, he can still come back from basically anything. Now, of course, this also means that he has a vastly decelerated aging. Yet, despite this significant superpower, his main ability is Techno-formation, which is the mutant ability to manipulate mechanical components, being able to assemble them into a variety of different configurations by modifying their shape and construction. So usually, he wears a uniform that gives him easy access to a wide variety of components to manipulate, quite often using these components to quickly make any type of firearm or projectile weapon that he needs. So when this is combined with his vast technological expertise, as well as his marksmanship, Greycrow can be a problem to be reckoned with, especially due to the fact that he's pretty rough around the edges, really being a pure antihero. Now, Greycrow is a very complex character within the Marvel Comics universe, being marked by a tumultuous past and a significant evolution over time. As I stated earlier, he was born into a Native American tribe. However, he was raised in a violent environment, with his abusive father also teaching him how to use firearms from a young age. This early exposure to brutality laid the foundation for his later life as a mercenary and assassin. As he grew into adulthood, we'd see Greycrow serve in the US Army during World War II, but his military career ended in infamy, because after an occasion where he took out some of his fellow officers, he was executed by firing squad. However, his mutant regenerative powers allowed him to survive, albeit in secret, as he transitioned into a life of mercenary work. His path would eventually intersect with the villainous geneticist named Mr. Sinister during the Vietnam War, and he'd be employed by Sinister to recruit other mercenaries, including the ferocious mutant Sabretooth. This partnership with Sinister marked the beginning of Greycrow's deeper involvement in the mutant underworld. Decades later, Greycrow was working in a diner in Millstone, Arizona, alongside Remy LeBeau, aka Gambit, and Claire DeLuc. Gambit eventually recruited him into the Marauders, an elite group of assassins organized by Mr. Sinister. This team, which included former associate Sabretooth, was tasked with missions that often involved mass murder and other heinous acts. The Marauders' very first mission under Greycrow's leadership was to eliminate Madeline Pryor, a former pawn of Sinister. Being disguised as paramedics, Greycrow and his team attempted to kill her following a plane crash in San Francisco, but she survived. Following this failure, Sinister ordered the Marauders to exterminate the Morlocks, an underground mutant community. During this infamous Morlock massacre, Greycrow demonstrated his ruthlessness by killing numerous Morlocks, including Anna Lee and her children. So it's easy to see that he would quickly clash with the X-Men and Power Pack, especially since we now see the extent of his potential brutality. Later on, he'd be a part of an attempt to assassinate Polaris, which failed due to her possession by Malice, which was another mutant entity. Yet after another botched attempt to take out Madeline Pryor, the Marauders faced Sinister's wrath. And this led to a confrontation at the San Francisco Memorial Hospital, where Greycrow nearly succeeded in killing Pryor, but was stopped by Rogue and Dazzler. The Marauders would retreat after a subsequent battle with the X-Men, but their conflict continued as they relocated to the Morlocks tunnels and faced more confrontations. Over the years, we'd see Greycrow's story take a number of different turns, including his temporary alignment with Apocalypse during the M-Day crisis when most mutants lost their powers. And we'd even see him go on to form a romantic relationship with his Marauders comrade, Arclight. Subsequent to this, he'd rejoin the Marauders at Sinister's behest during the Messiah Complex storyline, but would eventually leave the group. Later still, we'd see Greycrow convert to Christianity after an encounter with Nightcrawler, and he would then join the X-Men on Utopia, aiding them during their Second Coming event. From there, we'd see Greycrow's loyalty to Sinister fluctuate, which led to periods of cooperation and conflict, including his crippling and subsequent manipulation by Magneto. And in a significant development in his storyline, Greycrow would be resurrected on Krakoa, which was a new mutant nation. Here, he would near immediately face his past survivors and resurrected Morlocks, who sought revenge for the massacre. Yet, despite acting in self-defense, Greycrow was sentenced to serve on the Hellions, a team led by Mr. Sinister, intended to harness their violent tendencies for Krakoa's benefit. Now, as part of the Hellions, Greycrow participated in several missions, including destroying a clone farm controlled by Madeline Pryor and dealing with Sinister's hidden agendas. He would develop a pretty close relationship with teammates like Wildchild and Orphan Maker, and even another romantic attraction to Psylocke, the team's field leader. His journey with the Hellions was marked by battles, betrayal, and eventual disbandment after the tragic exile of Orphan Maker. Following this, Greycrow's path would continue to evolve, particularly during Orcus's massacre at the Hellfire Gala. During this attack, Greycrow would be exiled, but later called upon for one final counterattack. Here, we'd see him fight alongside Apocalypse and the X-Men to achieve their goals. So overall, John Greycrow's narrative is one of redemption, complex morality, and the ongoing struggle to reconcile his violent past with a desire for a more purposeful future. Now, for his powers and abilities, and his influence on the Marvel Universe, for my 1 to 10 rating, I'll give John Greycrow a rating of 6, which is an expert rating. I hope everyone enjoyed this video. I'll talk to you next time. Be sure to like, subscribe, and join the new Sage.